Employers look at stuff. If you're not looking to get a 9 to 5 job, if you want to be an entertainer and that's all you want to do and that's the only way you're going to get your money, then pretty much that's the only person that has the right to talk about that publicly. And I happen to be a comedian, and I happen to be a poet, and I happen to know that I'm going to make that shit happen on a different level. Especially being at Josh's house when I know he do music and record that shit. Fuck everybody else. Fuck giving up some pussy for a mixtape when I got the whole mixtape ready made. And it's a gay nigga that don't want not nigga cent of a my pussy. All he wants is for me to be happy and for me to be successful. Not because he gonna try to rub up his little wee wee on my ass all day. But I go to church and you telling me that he's the one I should watch out for and he's a sinner and you're a sinner because you like poetry more than you like God. Actually, did you ever think that maybe God speaks to me in poetry? Did you ever think that the words that were supposedly inspired to these white guys that renamed the whole Bible and stole the whole thing from Egypt and stole all the ancient sea scrolls, that did you ever think that maybe, just maybe, that it was written by men supposedly? Where are the women writers of the Bible? Are you saying women didn't exist? Because I was pretty sure there was Ruth and there were stories about women, but why weren't there women able to write in the Bible? Why aren't they any witches anymore? Because you burnt them all because they were the ones that were medicine people. They're the ones that knew the healing powers. And so you take the healing powers and turn it into the medical industry. And the medical industry is ruled by who? Men. The Bible is ruled by who? Men. And we're made in the image of God. People are made in the image of God, but you put God as a man. So you place woman as the lesser vessel to favor a higher patriarchal level of existence, right? But you don't want to think about that. You just want to read the Bible and quote out of it to use it to abuse it to your favor. You're a woman stay in her place, a woman do this and that. Actually, a woman rule the whole fucking world. Actually, you wouldn't even be here if a woman didn't push you out of the coochie. Yeah, you have the seed that might have fertilized the egg, but on the real, the bitch could have had a baby all without the sex and took your whole sperm. It's called a sperm bank. Right. Without sperm. But you don't believe that because it sounds fantastical, but you believe that it's right to beat your children to oblivion because it says spirit of rod spoiled a child. It didn't say spirit of straight up beating up your kid, nigga. It said the rod of discipline. It didn't say the rod of choking you out and calling you ugly because you look like your daddy and you ain't never gonna be shit and you ain't never shit. I ain't never heard no fucked up nasty shit like that till I got to Harrisburg. Never heard nobody go up in their kid's face and talk about you ain't gonna be nothing. I hope you end up in jail. I can't stand being around you. Sometimes I wish I could just retire from being a mom. I'm trying to go to the fucking club. But I didn't hear that here. You know where I heard that one? Was in Fresno, California. And that was one of the poverty-ridden capitals of the area, too. Actually, Harrisburg is just like Fresno. So I could have heard the same thing all over. Because when you have extreme poverty, you have a lot of extreme self-hatred issues that lie behind the welfare office. Everybody's embarrassed to go to the welfare office, but you still go. You're not that embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. If you know what the welfare office is for, it's your step stool. If you know that you're not going to be on welfare forever, do you, boo? But if you feel like you're going to come up on Section 8 after Section 8 and that's your total destiny and that's all you see for yourself and you don't never, ever, ever want to do better because you so comfortable and you got talents and you got God-given skills. You know how to make hair cream. You know how to do your hair. You know how to braid. You know how to do things. But you don't never want to sign up for a GED class to get your high school diploma. You don't never want to try nothing. You don't never want to do nothing because you got your $35 a month rent and you just so content with that. But then you wonder why your kids stealing iPhones and selling them because mom ain't got no money to offer besides the welfare. So now your sons is in jail and now your sons is in foster care like you was in foster care. So now the cycle continues. And then you got another black man in jail talking about the white man sent me to jail. Now the white man didn't send you to jail. You sent you. And hopefully you learn from jail. But what do you learn from jail? Hate. It's comfy. You know what I heard somebody tell me? Well, jail's like my second home. I'll be in and out. In and out. I'd rather be in jail. They take care of me. They feed me. I don't gotta worry about it. I might as well be in jail. Why even hustle? You know what I mean? It's the time for me to write. You know what I mean? I got these really good ideas. You want to hear this poem I wrote in jail? Of course you got time to write. I didn't have time to write a whole fucking wait a minute, hold on, let me get my keyboard out. If I'm in jail, right? And all I'm doing is eating, sleeping, taking a shit, and showering and doing 2 hours of community service work. I got like 17 hours in a day that I didn't even really know existed before because I'm always doing regular people, societal shit. Yeah. I'll be the next prince in jail, nigga. Wait a minute, let me turn it on. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, that key wasn't right. I got plenty of time to do that. Nigga, you in jail. You shouldn't be really writing songs, nigga. You should be thinking about what the fuck you did. And don't be writing songs about how you, if you writing songs about, like T.I., where he learned his shit from jail. And he still messed up, still got caught smoking weed again. But he got a show where he shows his family values. You know what I mean? T.I.'s a real nigga. But if you in jail and you talking about how you can't wait to sip syrup as soon as you get out. If you can't wait to do the same thing that got you in jail again, then it makes me wonder. What's the condition of jail? What is jail doing for the community? Because you sending all the black men to jail, you making sure that they can't raise their kids, you're making sure that they're absentee fathers. So I ask the system, fuck the black man, he don't know what he doing. Fuck the white man, the average 99% of people don't know what they're doing. Do you understand that? Like, you understand that, because you're a 1%er on your brain. Like, and I don't mean 1%er like you Bill Gates or you got billions in the bank, but as far as the bank of life, as far as your whole brain, the same thing that's working this computer for me to be able to type and do all this shit. A human came up with these ideas, but God inspired you to create these things. We're creators. So if you know that everything that was ever thought of is how everything's existed, if people could just think about that, like fuck all the psychological shit. A lot of people can't understand me. If people watch this video, it's probably because they're already smart or they just know who I am and they see what it is. But if I talk to you and I tell you, we are creators. This is just a piano. If I don't know how to play a song on piano, it's not going to sound like Alicia Keys. I think I'm falling. No matter how much I play with it. But if I go on YouTube and figure out, okay, well, this is this chord and this is that chord. I ain't even got to go on YouTube because the whole keyboard tell you. This is a C. This is a D. This is a E. This is a Casio. You know what I mean? My mom spent like $300. It was her first like big purchase in the 90s. $300 ain't shit now. You spend $300 tipping in a strip club now. But back in the 90s when you making your money, like, yeah, that was her first credit purchase. And I had it since I was 5. Like, this is a OG-ass, you know, thing. So now I don't have to front and run around with a guitar pretending like I'm going to learn how to play guitar. When I know that that's not what's going to happen for me because my fingers don't really be wanting to do that yet. But I know I can play a piano. I know I can move my fingers to do that. You know what I mean? So use that as like an analogy. Be real with yourself. Find an instrument that works for you. If you're good at doing hair, do hair. If you're good at being a telemarketer and you can get people to give up their money, be a telemarketer. But find what your passion is. Find what you chase. And if you don't have what you want in your life, decide what you've been chasing and decide if that's really what you want to chase after if you want to try to get something else. Because you're going to get whatever you chase after. If you think about weed all day and you think about weed all day, you all of a sudden got friends that have hella weed for you. If you're thinking about drink all day and you're thinking about drink all day, you're going to have a lot of beers appear. It's not magical. You know what I mean? If you're thinking about clothes and shoes all day, you think you're going to have a house full of clothes and shoes. And that's all you'll have if that's all you think about. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of beer or a little bit of blunt or a little bit of something. And moderation is in the Bible somewhere. You know, moderate yourself. Drink and be merry. But don't drink and get scary and black out and you don't remember where the fuck you woke up at. Like, I know you listen to the Drunken Love song, Beyonce, I love you. But don't get so drunk in love that you drunk in lust and you pregnant by somebody you don't even remember who their name was. Because you decide you want to drop it low and roll down the partition, please. Surfboard on the wrong wood, and now you got some cardboard. You know, you got some foul odor now. All of a sudden you smell fishy and it's not your period. All of a sudden you itchy and there's no poison ivy on you. You know what I mean? Like, I love Beyonce. I love her stories and her lyrics, but she's telling stories. She's a singer. She's telling stories. She's married. She knows where Jay-Z's dick is, pretty much. Even if he's flirting with a million bitches in one club, Beyonce goes home with Jay-Z. That's her husband. Janet may talk about time